What's up, guys? Corner Builds here. It's been a while, but this past weekend I picked up two GSR transmissions, hydro. One has a blown diff, and the other one has the mount bolts stripped out. So I picked them up for $400 for both of them, not each. So I'm gonna tear these apart, and I'm gonna show how to. You know, I've only seen like one other video of how to, essentially. So let's get started. Alright, first things first, we're going to pull this first. It's a half-inch drive. I already loosened it. But there's a little clip right there. And you got to take a pair of needle nose pliers, stick them in there, and pry it apart, and everything will drop. But before you get to that, make sure you're going to take out all of the bolts from the case to the bell housing. You're going to take out these two 12s. Those hold the shift forks. And then also this 14 right here is for the reverse gear, I believe. And so I'm gonna take all those bolts out, and then we'll continue from there. Just a little note I forgot on these two right here, these two 12s that hold the shift forks. They actually have little springs, little ball bearings that hold them into place. So usually the ball bearing will stay inside of there, and you have to tilt it or use a magnet to get it out. Fairly easy, but we'll continue. So I just spread that. Now you can see that it's open. Wasn't before; it was more closed and been shut. Took all the bolts out. Took the two 12s out. Took the 114 for the reverse gear out. And all it should be right now is a simple pry of the transmission for it to come out. Let's see if I can get it to go. On the front of the case where the clutch fork is, it's like they made a spot for you to pry it up to try to set it free. But we have it open. Let's take a look. So this transmission is LSD, but I believe it's a cheap OBX. Not 100% positive. I'm pretty sure it is. I'll look more when I take it more apart. But he said it's blown. Don't know exactly what he said. He said the diff blew, but we'll once I take it apart more, we'll figure out what did go wrong. Well, the teeth look okay. Synchros look alright. But so I'm gonna take out all the shift fork assemblies and everything. It actually comes out pretty much as one, and you don't want to mix the bolts up. So you got 2 10s here, and this comes off and it holds the reverse gear right here. And then right here you have a couple more 10s. Don't mix them up, put them in the same spot, because one bolt is actually, I believe it's this one. It's gold and the other 2 are black. This one's a little bit longer than the others. So when you take this apart, keep the bolts in the correct hole. So I'll take this the rest of the way apart, and let's see what we can find that blew on this. What I had to do was I had to lift all the gear assembly with the forks at the same time to get them all out. So pulled them all out here with the shift forks, the 3 shift forks. Pulled this shaft out. Now here's the magnet in the transmission, and it's just full of metal. So I didn't exactly get skunked, but needs some work. And it's actually the main, I believe it's the counter shaft. All the gears are shredded right off of it. Like, that's unbelievable. So I mean, it looks like good thing I got another one right there that he gave me. And if I can find another counter shaft or something like that, then I'll replace it. But I mean, for the time being, I'll take the rest of the way apart, pull the diff out. You know, doesn't sound too good, so pull it out and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, so I finally took it all apart, got the diff out, so I'll show you. So on the diff, it's in a way some of the teeth are right here. It's pretty bad. Took a while for it to get out. All the metal that's down there was all pulled it in place, and kind of chewed up this inside right here. I have to shave it down, but as I thought and suspected, it's a good old junk OBX. You know, people buy these OBXs because they're cheap and they're affordable. But what I can say is, don't buy them. They're not worth it. This guy told me that he was running this. This was actually on an H2B setup, and he said he ran it for about 3 months before it blew up. If you're racing it and stuff like that, which is most likely what you're going to do with an H2B setup in a Civic, don't waste your time. Buy a quality, buy a quaff, buy a, you know, I'm not saying M Factory's the worst, but I mean, it's up there with quality, but not so much quality at the same time. It's all on preference, but if you have the money, and so buy a quaff. I haven't heard anything bad about them ever. I knew a couple people that ran them in their Civics, so. But I'm gonna actually now tear apart this transmission, and maybe I might make two or one good transmission out of the two. Technically that one's good, the case is just bad, so essentially I could just pull off the back and throw the back on there, and then I'd have a good transmission. But this transmission has carbon synchros in it, and obviously the bad counter shaft, which, let's see if I can get a good look. No, I can't really see it. But so I'm gonna take that one apart and maybe switch the gears over and everything in the synchros. Now, if you do end up taking this apart, you know, make sure that when you take it apart, oh, come on, I just had that off. You know, it all stays together as one unit. Okay, you want to mix them up. Here's the needle bearing. You know, keep them in order, and you'll be all right. But so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I mean, I'm not gonna show you because I already took the case apart, but we'll see what it looks like. Alright guys, I put the transmission back together, and I mean, sorry I didn't film more. It's my first time actually pulling apart a B series transmission, so once I get a little bit better at it, I'm gonna tear apart that one real soon. Let's see, yep. So hopefully second time around it'll be a lot easier. I might post something. I know this video won't be that good, but you know, I gotta start somewhere. So stick around. I'm gonna try to get more videos in, like I always say, but we'll see. All right.